We're so lucky here in the East Midlands to have fantastic green spaces, countryside and parks like this here in Newark. But we also know that we've got to protect that biodiversity and our local environment. I made a commitment in the election to establish a Nature and Biodiversity Taskforce to help us to protect our wonderful green spaces and our nature, not just for this generation, but for the future. And that's really important because we know how much it brings to the quality of all of our lives. So I'm delighted that we're moving to that next stage, and I found somebody who has the experience to be able to lead that task force and to help. Austin Brady has over 40 years experience in forestry, in land management, in the environment, in conservation. And so he's absolutely the right person to help us to bring all of the partners across our region together so that we can make the right decisions to protect our local environment. So Austin, tell us a little bit more about that experience.
Well, I've first of all, Claire, I've lived in the region for well over 30 years and brought up my family here. But during that time, I've been lucky enough to work in all across the UK, to work in Australia. I've done projects in the Peak District, Sherwood Forest, the National Forest, and more or less everything in between. So I know this part of the world very well, and I've worked right across a range of organisations, the Forestry Commission, and I was also latterly the Director of Conservation at the Woodland Trust. So all that experience, now that I've retired from formal work, I've still got a lot to give, and I think the region still needs work to make its nature even better.
I agree with you, and that's why I'm so excited that you've come to join us. So what do you think you're going to be doing in leading this new task force for me?
Well, I'm delighted to be involved in the task force. I think what the task force can do, it can help to identify opportunities to embed nature and natural places in the work of the combined authority, but also in the work of our regional partners. I think investing in nature, investing in natural places is really important to underpin business and community quality of life. Not forgetting it's a great place to live here, this region, but I think we can make it even better.
Thanks, Austin, and I agree with that. I know that we can make this region the best place to live, to work and to learn. But in order to do that, we need to bring all of the talents available to help us get work together with our partners. So thank you very much, and we will be keeping people up to date on the progress of this task force and how it will help us to shape the strategy to support our local environment here in the East Midlands.